Hi. What are you trying to sell people, though, is what this girl just asked me. I'm glad you asked because I have a response for that. Boom. Text replacement in. Takes me 2 seconds to respond to messages, you guys. Hi. Okay, so I asked you guys to do like a list of like 10 things that are unique about you, your hobbies, just anything that's like, you know, has something to do with you, or that, people will see while they're out and about and think of you. Like, what are these 10 things? And this list, like, some of you are probably like, why did we need to do this? And it's actually extremely important. I'm going to find mine so I can go over it. I said top 10. I ended up making like a top 13. So you guys, here is what I scratched myself, so that's why that's looking gnarly. So ignore that. But if you go to your profile page and you take away everything It Works related, products, business posts, you take all those posts away, what are your followers left with? What are they left with? Are you, if you're just doing It Works stuff, people are going to unfollow you. They don't want to see it. You're not adding value into their lives. So for me, I have people who keep coming back to my page and keep watching me for all of my non-It Works related stuff. They love seeing my positivity quotes every other day, because I do one every other day for the most part. They love watching my yoga journey now. Everybody's interested in my thyroid cancer journey, or just being a military wife or a mom. Like everybody, like I'm giving tips and just sharing my journey with different things that have nothing to do with the business or the products. And people keep watching me and they're invested because I'm giving them value. So legit, take away all your It Works posts. What are you left with? Okay. If it's not much, then you got some work to do, because you want people to stay. You want people to, this is how they're going to find value for you guys. Okay. So I wrote a list, and I'm going to read things off of mine, and maybe me talking out loud is going to help you like think of some other things. And this is part of my brand. What are you interested in? What kind of stories and journeys do you have to share with people? That's part of your brand. So I wrote that I'm a Marine/military wife. I relate to other military wives, but I'm a Marine specifically wife, which that's a hard and different journey. And so a lot of people who are going through those difficult times what they'll do. This is why putting this stuff in your bio is important. I'm going to be jumping around because I'm crazy. But what? Okay, you can get the chips down. So when somebody comes to your page and say that you are private, the only thing they can see is what's in your bio, right? If you don't have anything in your bio and you don't look interesting at all, or there's like, they see your bio and you've got like 3 things and there's nothing they could relate to at all. Maybe it says like dog mom, I love the ocean, like just something short and like initials for people. They're going to be like, I don't know who this person is. Why would I add them? But like, if you give them some things that are specific to you, because I'm not fake. Like everything that I talk about is real and things that I'm into and stuff, and the right people are going to be attracted to my business. But when they come to my page, now I'm public, but this is what my bio looked like when I was private. You guys, before they're going to get my friend request and they're going to go to my Instagram and they're going to look and they're going to do a quick check. The bio is the first thing they see. Is the first thing they see, okay? And they're going to be like, okay, oh, she's a military wife. If they are a military wife, the chances that they are going to add me back, hi, you guys, are extremely greater than if I didn't have that in there. And maybe that's what they struggle with. They struggle with like making friends in the military family. You guys, perfect example, okay? So this is going off my military wife thing. I had a girl message me July 10th, and it was one of my yoga things. And she said, so awesome. I said, thanks, I'm having fun learning. She goes, I see you're a military wife. Where do you guys live? So I started answering her. We're talking. They're in Tennessee, and she's there for the summer. And her, he's being deployed or whatever. So we like went back and forth about just like deployment and military life and stuff. And then she liked Mason. Hey, hold on a second. Give her chips. Finish your strawberries, Cindy. Get some chips. Stop crying. They've been driving me nuts all freaking day. Perks of a military wife, you know, I'm here by myself. Anyway, so we talked about being like military wives. We connected. All that people in this world want to do is connect with somebody. We want to relate to somebody. That is all that we want. In relationships, like we just want to relate to people. We want to feel like we're not alone. And so letting people know a little bit about you in your bio or in your posts is going to show them that you're a real person. If they can even find just one thing to relate to you, they're gonna want to join you. They're gonna want to keep following you, even if they're not interested right now. They're gonna keep following you for all the other things that are non-business related. So, anyways, August 5th, which just happened, she liked one of my life posts. So I messaged her. You guys have seen my message. It's the same thing. It says, is it cool if I slide you the deets? She said, no, thank you. Not at the moment, but thank you for thinking of me. And I said, no worries. You are most welcome. Thanks for the kind words. Since it's not something you're interested in right now, would you be willing to make a post for me on your page or tag me? What? What? Okay, I don't care at this point. I can send you some free product samples. I would send you everything you need. And she goes, I've done that and actually didn't receive samples for it. Haha, you work for It Works, right? I was like, oh God, this is gonna go bad. Here we go. And I said, I do. I'm sorry you didn't receive samples from the last person you did it for. That wasn't very nice of them. There are always bad eggs everywhere you go. Would you want greens, keto coffee, or keto energy samples? I just jumped right into it as if she was gonna say yes. She said, so I have celiac disease and I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine. Maybe that's why she never sent them to me. And I said, haha, oh no. Well, the greens have less than 5 milligrams. Keto Energy has 120 and Keto Coffee has 50. What products are you interested in besides the ones with caffeine? I can look and see what I have in my stash. She said, no idea, girl. Right now I'm trying to soak up some cuddle time I rarely get with my love, so I'll talk to you soon. I said, no worries. Have a fantastic night. So like she was kind of just off that night. And she messaged me yesterday and said, sorry, girl, I'm leaving here in like 10 days, so I'm trying to soak up what I can. I said, no, I totally understand. Enjoy your time. It's been a month since I've seen mine, and he comes home next weekend for our daughter's birthday party. So again, I'm relating to her. And she said, so exciting. This life isn't for the weak, that's for sure. And I said, girl, amen. And she said, it's a sisterhood. People who understand make it all worth it and bearable. I wish we lived closer. I bet we'd be great friends. I said, agreed. I get along with pretty much everyone, but love connecting with people who understand what I'm going through. And she said, same here. I said, if you ever feel like chatting, here's my number. Just because we haven't met yet doesn't mean we can't be friends. I met my very best friend over Facebook because our husbands were deployed together. She texted me yesterday and said, hey, it's Caitlin from Instagram. And I said, hey, girl, sorry, I was getting the kiddos to bed and then ended up falling asleep. She said, no worries. I wasn't far behind. So now I have her phone number. And she told me right off the bat she wasn't interested. and I planted that seed. She knows what I do. We're going to get to know each other. Maybe she's going to join the team, but it's going to be like 2 years from now. But we connected, and she trusts me, and she's going to be more open to talking with me, not only about something that we connect on, but about the business or the products. I guarantee you, if she has a question about It Works, or she's ever interested in something, she's going to come to me because I started a relationship with her. So that's an example for there. I have that I'm a mom of 2 kids and 3 dogs. So we've got fur babies, and I've got real babies. So anybody that's like a mom or like loves dogs and they see that in my bio, they'll probably want to add me back. That I'm doing yoga. I have a lot of people that are, I'm using some hashtags and stuff. A lot of people are following me, even like yoga instructors and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to want to end up joining. They're probably adding to try to grow their market as well. I'm just not adding them back. But a lot of people have reached out to me, and they're like, oh my God, girl, like, I've been watching your yoga journey, and you inspired me to try it last night, and like, I almost broke my neck. Can you tell me like to walk me through it, or how did you get started doing it? I can't tell you how many people have asked me for the app that I use, how I got started, you know, even doing headstands and like what I'm doing right now and stuff. And so just being open about that journey and showing people like, this is where I started, this is where I am, here's what I do. And I'm constantly like sharing those things. So I'm adding value to people. I'm inspiring people to do things. So this is everything. If you take all my It Works stuff away, this is still what I'm giving people, these 13 things. That I am on a running journey. I would like to do a half marathon at some point. I was never a runner, even in high school. Within the last year and a half, I've gotten really good at it. And people, I've shown snippets of my running journey where I've just like sucked at running, and now like I'm better, and I'm up to like 8 miles in one sitting if I wanted to. And so people are like watching my running journey, and they're asking me for advice on that. I wasn't obsessed with pineapples before I started the business. It was something that pineapples started to become a thing, and I thought they looked like aesthetically pleasing. They were super cute, and I started obsessing over them. I made a Pinterest board, and like, so every once in a while, like I have on my product or on my posting schedule, one of those numbers is Pinterest. And so this is anything I find on Pinterest, anything that's funny, anything that like I feel like I would want in my dream home, any food recipes, anything that I've just is cute and obsessed and has nothing to do with anything. I started sharing pineapple stuff and started catching on. And I got to the point where people were messaging me. They would be in the grocery store, or they would be out shopping, and they would find a painting picture of a pineapple, or they'd see a statue or some lights, and like they would either legit, people were buying me stuff and sending it to me, and then people we didn't even talk to them hardly ever, and they just knew, like, associated pineapples with me. And I went as far as getting a pineapple this is like forever part of my brand, but I made pineapples part of my brand because it's just something I've been obsessed with. I don't really like the taste of pineapples. I just think they're super cute, and like I'm kind of just stuck with it now. I'm also a big fan of pumpkins. I'm from Circleville. We have Pumpkin Show, which they take an entire week to close down a huge section of town. Rides, food, you name it. We got out of school for 3. Some people got out 5 days, depending on where they were located, or 3 days like I did. Like, we are out of school for it, and we go home for it every year. It's everything pumpkin. My kitchen theme was pumpkin for a long time, and now I'm doing pineapples in the spring and summer and pumpkins in the fall and the winter. And so like people associate kind of like Pumpkin Show and pumpkins with me, not as much as the pineapples, but I love fall and I love Pumpkin Show, and so it's part of my brand. But the pumpkin part doesn't really come out until fall season. I think pineapples are going to be an all year thing. Photography. I do photography. I did photography before I joined this business. And so, I mean, literally my dream board is a picture of a camera, and it says become a professional photographer. I am doing it as a hobby, and I do it on the side and for free for people and stuff. Not because I like me. I was doing it for an income before this business, and I got super stressed out to the point where it was like too much work. I was stressing about getting back to my clients on time. You know, these people had paid me, and I was pregnant, and I had a baby, and I didn't have any help because it's that military life. And it was just like, I couldn't do this for an income. It was too stressful, and it upset me because it made me not want to do photography, and I love taking pictures for people. And so now I do things here and there. I did a maternity shoot for Gabby, my very first distributor, and I also did photographed her daughter's birth. I'm going to do Allie's birth, hopefully this pumpkin show. I hope I'm home for it and that she goes into labor on time so I can be in Ohio for it. So every once in a while, my photography skills show through my pictures and posts that I do from my phone, but I do actually have like a professional camera, and I do professional pictures in Photoshop and Lightroom, and all that fun jazz. So that's something that I do. I haven't done much of it lately, but it is part of what I do. Tattoos and piercings, I have a lot of them, and I continue to get more, and I share with people like, oh, like which one should I get next, and like people are interacting on it, or like looking for advice, or like, oh, how much did that hurt, and blah blah blah. So like it's just like a personal thing. Like I'm obsessed with tattoos and piercings and pain for the most part. So yeah, that's on there. That I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan, so even though I'm military and I live outside of a different state, I'm Buckeye blood through and through. And so when football season rolls around, I'm going to be posting about Ohio State, and anybody that's an Ohio State fan and they see that it says like Buckeye blood in my profile, they're probably going to add me back because I'm a fellow Buckeye fan. We related on something in my bio. Thyroid cancer is one that I didn't have before the business. It is definitely something that has happened just within the last 2 years. I didn't want it to be part of my brand. It is something that's part of my brand and my current journey with that right now. Like I have a new like update, which was this week, if you didn't know. I'm having another whole body scan done. I took my radioactive iodine dose today. I have to kind of stay away from my children a little bit. I'm not in isolation. It's not a full treatment. This is pretty much a checkup scan, but I'm still radioactive. I had 2 injections these past 2 days. Friday's my scan. I've been on this diet for 3 weeks. People know that I've been on the diet. I talk about it here and there. And so like people are watching my thyroid cancer journey, and there are people who have thyroid cancer who have reached out to me, and they ask like, how are you so positive, and blah, blah, blah. Like I'm inspiring people who are going through that same thing, and they're asking me questions like, do you think like I should get a second opinion, or like, did you have any signs or symptoms and stuff? And so I have people reaching out to me for that. I have that I'm a Shawnee State University alumni in my thing. It just says SSU. It just shows people because a lot of the people I add are college students, not on purpose. It's just the way that I follow it ends up being just a younger crowd. And it's just showing them that I've been to college, or maybe they think I'm currently in college. I don't know. People think I'm a lot younger than I am, which is awesome. But lets them know, like, I know what it's like to be in college. So whether I'm in college currently or I used to be in college, I know what it's like. And so anybody who's in college that might see that might add me, or specifically from that school. Like I've gone to Shawnee State's website and added people from there who are alum, and I have some people who are from Shawnee State on my team that I've signed because of it. That I'm healthy living. I just started keto. It doesn't say keto on my bio because I feel like people are going to be thrown off by it. Healthy living. I'm trying to live a healthier life. I'm active, and I'm eating better. I will share in my post more specifically on how I'm staying healthy or what I'm eating and stuff. But I don't have like It Works or keto or wraps or anything like that in my bio. Like you don't want to put that in there, because as soon as they see that and they've had a bad experience with somebody from It Works for whatever reason, they're not going to follow you back. Okay. That I'm a Rae Dunn addict. That part is actually not in my bio. It's something that I've recently been into. I mean, literally my list is a Rae Dunn list. This is Rae Dunn. And I have a lot of things here, like this cute little note holder is Rae Dunn. But it's something I've just recently come to like and know about, and have had an obsession with. And now people are tagging me in Rae Dunn stuff. People are sending me Rae Dunn things. So people know. They see Rae Dunn and they'll message me and be like, hey girl, I'm at the store right now and I just saw this Rae Dunn. do you need any of this stuff? Or I've had like people, like sideline people go to the store for me, and so they just, they know, they associate that with me. Anytime they see it, they think of me. And that's what I want. You want people to just constantly be thinking about you, even if it's not business related. The last one I put on there is Impractical Jokers fan. I am a huge Impractical Jokers fan. And so like I have a signature from Sal. This was specifically sent to me by somebody who does stand up with him, who this girl used to date that guy, and she's on my team. So I sort of have a connection, which this, I'm gonna like, I need to frame this honestly. But to start off my birthday, I went to my first live Impractical Jokers event. And I got front row seats and was super excited, got a lot of gear. My son's obsessed with Impractical Jokers, and so I wasn't going to put that on there, and that's not in my bio either, but people know and they see me talking about that stuff all the time, and so they still associate that with me, even though it's not my bio. So I kind of like, you don't want your bio to be like too full, too full, okay? No more than 3 lines, I think is good. I mean, I'm obsessed. I think my bio is perfect. I've spent a lot of time on it, but it says Marine wife, and I do an emoji. Do emojis with it too. Like, do short words. Don't do like I mean, I guess if you wanted to do a quote, you could, if you don't feel like you had anything else, but I feel like I have a lot to choose from, and you guys, I sign a variety of people. I sign college students. I sign people who are 18. I sign people who are older. I sign people who, you know, aren't even moms, people who are just dog moms, people who work full-time jobs, people who, and it's like, I don't work. I'm not in college, and I'm not young like some of these kids. And so we're not relating on those things, which are like the main things about me, but they're finding other things to relate to me about. They love the content that I'm putting out. Even if you if you take all the It Works stuff away, you still get a lot in a feel of who I am, and that I'm just a normal person incorporating this into my everyday life, and that's how it should be. Okay? So like this list is actually super important. I have a Marine wife, and it's got a flag, an American flag. He's in the military, so that goes with that. I could put a ring there if I wanted, but I did the flag because I'm not just a wife, or I'm a military wife, which is kind of a different scenario. That I'm a mom, and I did a boy and girl emoji and 3 dog emojis because I've got 3 dogs. So it lets people know I've got a boy and a girl and 3 dogs. And literally the only word I wrote was mom, but those emojis help specify a little bit further about me. I put photog with a camera. I'm a runner. There's a running emoji. Healthy living. I did the green plant with the like strong arms. Tattoos and piercings. I did like lips, like for like an iconic like lip tattoo on your neck or on your butt or wherever people put it. I had like an anchor, like old school like tattoo, but I was like, you know what? I don't like that. So I did lips. Buckeye blood, I ended up making an OHIO with emojis. Thyroid cancer, a butterfly is kind of like a representation symbol that goes with thyroid cancer, so that's why it's a butterfly. SSU, I put a bear's face because we were the Shawnee State Bears. And then yoga, or I put yogi, and it's a girl just doing yoga, or sitting there namasteing. Now the pineapple thing, I have pineapples on either side of my name. So like, I don't think anybody's really going to relate to pineapples, but they're going to see pineapples and think of me. Everything else are like the main things that are about me. And I feel like I give people enough about me in my bio that they're going to want to add me back just to see what I do talk about. And here's the thing, you guys, what's in my bio, not only are those the things that are about me, those are the things that I post that are not business related. So when I do take away my It Works post, I post about my kids. I post about my thyroid cancer journey. I post about doing yoga. I post about my Rae Dunn. Like here's like Rae Dunn mugs. I post about something that's also associated with me now is every quote that I do, I make on my own, and I put it on a watercolor paintbrush background. So people are looking to my page for these like positive quotes. So it's just something that's unique to me. I just found that style recently. I post about my husband and being military wife. Anytime I'm running, I'm showing people. So I share everything that's on here. This is the value I bring to the table. These are the things that are about. I don't fake any of this. This is me. And those are the things that you talk about. So some of you are like, I don't even know like what to post about or what to talk about. It's like, tell people about you. What do you have to offer people? And I don't think my life is super interesting. At least I didn't feel very interesting until I really sat down. I'm like, you know what? Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own struggles. Being a military wife is a unique thing. The thyroid cancer, that's obviously kind of interesting. People want to know about, but everything else wasn't very like exciting until I started doing yoga. Prelims are up apparently. I just had a text come through. But in your highlights, when you're thinking about what to do for your highlights, you know, I have one that's military life. I have one that says littles, so that's my babies. I have one for work, and I have one for yoga, and I have one for my hair secret. People like know, people obsess over my hair, so I made that a thing too. So and then I have my story, which is like a whole, I know you can't see it very well, but let me pull it down. There you go. It's my story, and then I have quotes. So those are like the interesting things about me, and I did the watercolor covers to go with my watercolor quotes, so it all ties in. And so you guys, if you ever see me posting about anything, I have a rhyme and a reason for every post. There is not one post I've ever made that had no meaning behind it, or that I just did because I didn't know what else to post about. Like, I have a rhyme and a reason for every single thing. Now, I haven't shared like a food recipe in a while, so that's probably in a Pinterest space when I have it coming up in 2 posts. I got to do a product post next, and then a yoga post, and then I'll do a food post, and then a life post. Like, I just follow my schedule, you guys. So like having that schedule done makes it easy for me to know what I need to take a picture of, what I need to start looking for. But you guys, I can't tell you how many times people have come to me to ask me about being in the military, being married to the military anyways, any kind of mom advice, any kind of yoga or running advice. People message me all the time sending me pineapples. Hey, I thought of you. I've had people inquire about me doing pictures for them. I've had a lot of people weigh in on, okay, like what kind of tattoos should I get? And like people like know that I have those. I'm a Buckeye fan. People just know that they don't really reach out. They reach out about my thyroid cancer. They will message me anytime there's some Rae Dunn stuff going on, or anytime they're watching Impractical Jokers. Sometimes people will message me and be like, hey, I'm watching Impractical Jokers. This shit's so funny. Like, thanks for introducing me to it. I see you watching it all the time. You guys, it's not hard. I am literally just a human being, and I'm a pretty open book, and I don't share things that are like problematic in my life. You know, I had a huge fight with my husband last night. Some of the people on my team know, but it's like I didn't blast that on social. I mean, it was our wedding anniversary even. He's not even here. He's in Virginia training for the Marine Corps, which is fun. Because he's going to miss his daughter's birthday this weekend. He missed his son's birthday, and he missed our wedding anniversary because of the military. So like, it is a struggle and it's a sacrifice, and it's a different kind of relationship. But you didn't see me blasting like our conversation and like how dumb he was and how pissed off I was at him and the world is ending. Like, your social media is now your storefront. Like, this is it. So any negativity needs to go away. Any of it. I don't have any, no, I have political opinions, and I have, you know, a standpoint on like abortion and like those hot topics, but I keep them to myself on social media because you might put somebody off with who you ended up voting for president because they strongly feel against that person and they would never buy from you. But if you had never said anything and they were interested in it works and they related to you on some other level, then they will might end up buying from you because you know, so I'm not saying like don't hide who you are, but when it comes to like political stuff like that, kind of like keep that on the DL. Now I am like a strong, another thing, but I didn't put it on this list because it's not something I do now, and it's not something I'm super strong about, but it was for me and my family, was breastfeeding. I breastfed my son, and my daughter ended up breastfeeding the longest for 13 months. So while I was going through that breastfeeding journey with her, I was talking about it and sharing it and putting a positive light on it and making it like beautiful. I had a breastfeeding photo shoot done. I didn't share a lot of those pictures because most of them you can see my boob or something my husband was uncomfortable with me sharing. But some of them were really beautiful. And I just, you know, it's normalizing breastfeeding, and there are a lot of people who like it. So it's not like I was like, here's my boob, breastfeeding my baby. It was like one where it looked like Sydney was just laying her head there on my chest, and you couldn't see that I was like, you wouldn't know it, but she's actually breastfeeding right now. And you couldn't see anything. It looked like she was just laying there because she always straddled me and sat to eat. She never laid down. So I was just able to like kind of incorporate breastfeeding into like my brands for a little bit. Now I don't breastfeed and my boobs are ruined because of it, but that's okay. It was for a really good purpose. So yeah, that's why my brand is so solid. Having self-awareness is a superpower, knowing who you are, what you want to do. I am so passionate about this business and everything else that I do in life, everything that's like, I'm passionate about this stuff. This is me. And it might have taken me my entire life to figure it out up until now, but this is me, and I've branded myself in this way. And yeah, so yeah, Amber, people are tagging you. I know, Amber, yeah, specifically, like you like succulent stuff, chickens, the dinosaur stuff. Yeah, so like that's good. You want to have like a variety of things that people think of you for, but like stuff like that, like little thing, it has nothing to do with the business. If you find somebody who's obsessed with succulent stuff too, they're going to want to follow you. Just being a mom in general, they're probably going to want to follow you, or doing any kind of farming stuff. You know, make sure you're searching hashtags or finding people who are, so it's kind of, that plays into like who I end up like adding to. Most of the time I'm not very picky, and I just have a system for it, but every once in a while I will like hashtag my area and add people locally. Sometimes I'll hashtag, I mean, people know I was a cheerleader too. That's not really part of my brand right now. I do want to get back into tumbling eventually. I'm starting with yoga and handstands and trying to get back into like putting more strength into my body first before I try tumbling. But once that journey happens, I'm going to start doing it. But cheerleading was a huge part of my life from middle school through high school. So I had like 6 years of that. And some of the people on my team I cheered with in high school. It's kind of crazy. But you guys, you might not think you have anything else to talk about, but I promise you that you do. There are unique things about you. I mean, I scrapbook. I'm a huge scrapbooker. Now I haven't done it since pretty much I had kids. But I used to scrapbook a lot, and that kind of comes with the photography. I would take my pictures and then I would scrapbook them. But like anything that's unique to you, anything that people are going to see when they're out and about that's going to make them think of you, and just kind of just run with it. Just run with it. These are the things that you want to talk about to help build your brand, to help build relationships with your people, to help increase your chances of people adding you back. Because if they can relate to just one thing in your bio when they do a quick look, because it's the first thing, it's a first impression thing. If they can find at least one thing in there, they'll probably add you back. So when some of you had like 2 things in your bio, it was like, I know nothing about you at first glance, I'm probably not going to add you back if it were me. And so I'm not saying there's one right way to work this business. I'm telling you why I do what I do and why it has worked for me and why I think it should work for you. And so it's just something to kind of think on and make a list for. And I think it's super important. Like I said, I've built a pretty solid brand. I have a lot of people coming to me for advice or help or just sending me shit in general because they're thinking about me all the time. So I'm constantly building relationships outside of the businessy stuff. Showing them that I'm a normal person, that they can do this too, and that they don't have to just be a salesperson. When you join, like, you get to still be you. And if anything, like it's helped me grow. People know that I started going back to church, and so my faith has grown. So every time I go to church, I'll post like a little snippet of worship going on. So every Sunday, people know like I'm going back to church. I have like a cross sign, I think, in my bio, but yeah. So my Facebook bio pretty much looks the same if you like haven't really looked at it. So this is my Instagram bio with all that stuff in it. My Facebook one, I just recently changed my picture. I think I'm going to change my Facebook. Oh, my Facebook, or I'm going to change my Instagram picture is what I meant, because I just changed my Facebook one. But, I mean, it's still like the watercolor. Now you can't see shit. I'm sorry. Still the watercolor top, so that still has something to do with me. Still, the wife, the mom, the photog, the runner, tattoos and piercings, thyroid cancer, and I put like a pineapple. My bathroom is cactus. I do have a cactus album on Pinterest. Recently sort of become obsessed with that, but like as a secondary to the pineapple, nothing like super crazy. It's just I decorated my theme in my bathroom for my kids' room in cactus. Yoga and cross, so like kind of renewed Christian type thing. So yeah, I think that's why having a bio is super important. You can scroll through my Facebook and Instagram pages and you know exactly who I am before you even talk to me, because I'm a pretty open book, and that makes people feel comfortable. And like I said, if they have at least one thing to relate to, it's going to make them feel more comfortable reaching out to you to begin with, to start talking to. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys, if you didn't participate in the challenge where I said, hey, make a list, make a list. These are the things you should be talking about on your social media if you take the business stuff away. Outside of the business stuff, this is what you need to talk about. Whatever's in your bio, whatever's in your highlights, that's what you talk about on your social media. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Let me know, like, if you guys, I like that Nikki said she's been adding cows to everything. She loves cows. People are eventually going to pick up on that, and anytime they see something cute that's a cow, they're going to send a picture of it to her. Be like, hey, I just saw this. It's super cute. Thought of you. So if you want to like redo your bio, redo your bio. If you want opinions on it, post it in the list challenge to be like, okay, here's the 10 lists I made. You know, like here's what you can do and the emojis for it and stuff. And so I hope this really helped you guys. I'm super excited to do this training. I was just waiting for kind of like me to have a second to do it. I think it's something that's super important that we don't talk about enough. So yeah, that's it. You guys, if you have any questions, just pop it in the comments below. Bye.